Hey everyone, today we're going to be trying 27-year-old Doritos from 1998. Now this container here expired in the year of 2000, about 2 years or so after production. And I'm surprised to see it actually has an expiration date. A lot of times it'll have a best by date, meaning it doesn't exactly go bad, but it also might not taste as good after that date, but it's still safe to eat it. Expiration date is usually put on stuff like milk, eggs, meat, stuff that can actually become dangerous when it hits that date. It can start growing stuff that's bad for your health. But something like this, Doritos chips in a sealed can, I'm very surprised that it doesn't have a best by date. Strange. But we're going to be opening this up today and seeing what it tastes like inside. I'm going to give everyone a close-up look at this can, and then we'll get going.
All right, so it's a very nice container. Now, people might ask, why do they used to sell it in a can? Well, I think it's actually an awesome idea that it's in a can because it should theoretically last a lot longer than something in a bag. Because it's in a can, I'm assuming it probably had a 2-year shelf life, while these days a modern bag usually doesn't even have a year shelf life. But I've opened bags of chips that were a couple years past the date in my cabinets. Sometimes they taste stale. I just opened a bag about a week ago that was almost a year past the date, tasted fine. So it's a very pretty container. Now the main reason it's in a can is so that you can put these inside of a soda vending machine. And with it inside of a soda vending machine, it allows people to sell these without actually having a snack vending machine. You know, the snack vending machine, you put your money in, and it has the little spirally things that just push out one little baggie or a candy bar. You know, the ones that piss off a lot of people because if it's not loaded exactly correct, it might not give you one. Those are also the type people shake them around to try to get something to fall. Well, this is a good idea because it can go in with sodas. You know what else can also go in with sodas? We've opened things similar to this over the years. Take a look over here on my shelf. And here we got Fritos, which I actually saved them. Look at that. I didn't do anything with them. I actually saved them. But I'm sure in that baggie, they're definitely bad. So these were a little older, likely from 1995. And this one here, looks like we also saved these from 1997. So I have never seen these things in my life, so maybe it was a bit before my time, but I think it's a great idea, and I think they should bring something like this back. Now, I save these. I don't think I'm going to keep saving them. I don't know. We're going to see what these other ones look like inside. So my memory's not the best. I think that those things I determined to be okay if you were desperate, but I don't think they tasted 100% okay. All right, everyone, it's time to open it up. Now, is there going to be a vacuum? I bet there is. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. That was not a vacuum. It was very pressurized. Here we go. They look 100% normal. I actually just bought Doritos the other day, so I should run upstairs and get that bag and see how they are. Put it up to my nose. It smells a little bit off, but we got to do a taste test. All right, I just grabbed a plate. I grabbed these from the kitchen. These I opened them about a week ago. And wow, they expire. Wait, let's see. Okay, the new one doesn't have an expiration date, but it expires in April. It's February. Wow, only a 2-month shelf life. That's weird. Yeah, these smell definitely a lot better. Here's the new ones, and here's the old ones. Visually, they look the same, except these big pieces that wouldn't be able to fit in the can. Well, it would fit in the can, but not easily. I think the ones for the can, look, they purposely made them smaller. Yeah, that's interesting. And now that I look a little bit of time, the newer ones are definitely more orange. Now, is that because these ones faded, went bad over the years?
Or is it because people in North America love adding fake dye to things, which makes it less healthy, but makes it more appealing?
Okay, so can you tell? The newer ones are definitely a bit more orange. And they don't smell the same. Now it's time for the taste test.
All right, everyone, it's time for a taste test. So, let's try the old one first. It's not even that bad. I wonder if Doritos actually used to just taste like this. It tastes just a little more bland, but not necessarily bad. Give it a minute, sometimes a nasty aftertaste will come on. In my last video, I believe I was eating 1930s, or was it 1920s cookies, sugar cookies, and they left my mouth tasting like diesel fuel or something like polyurethane. They're not that bad. But the new ones clearly have a lot more flavor and are amazing. But I would say, even though it has an expiration date, these little ones, I don't think they went bad. And this is really cool. I think that's really cool how they literally were smaller. They're not even broken like I thought at first. Slightly rancidy, but you can almost not taste it. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. They definitely held up the test of time. Go ahead and rinse this one out. And I think we'll probably save these, but they're probably going to end up just going even further bad. I think I'm just going to put them outside so the birds can enjoy them. I didn't even buy these for this video. This was just a coincidence that I had these in the house. I don't even eat Doritos often, but I bought these because I was going to make actual nachos with them. But in my opinion, I think regular tortilla chips are better because I like to actually taste the cheese. This kind of takes it away in my opinion. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how I make nachos, because years ago in a video, a lot of people thought what I do is strange, but I love doing it. Apparently most people like to heat up cheese and dip it or pour cheese over the top of them. I don't do that. I cover my plate, put grated cheese, make another layer, grated cheese, microwave it for a minute. Awesome. Whoa. That's interesting. It did not get on the inside because it's metal, but the outside of it, when I heated it up, there must have been residue on here of cigarettes. As soon as I started really heating it up, this is 140 degree water. I don't have a mixing valve in my house because I like scalding water to be able to sanitize things. This was in a heavy smoker's house, and I couldn't smell it, but the residue on there pretty much never goes away in a smoker's house, and just adding that hotness to it, I could smell it, and it wasn't even up to my nose. Yeah. I remember my dad was a heavy smoker, and literally, I still have multiple inch thick textbooks he gave me. You open it to a middle page, you can still smell it. And it hasn't been in his house in probably 5, 6 years or something. That stuff gets into everything. I remember it will get into plastic containers, believe it or not. I remember there was things that would sit in his house, bags of chips and things, not metal containers. It would literally get through the plastic bag and you literally taste it. It was disgusting. I remember that. I guess when I made these videos a couple years ago, I was lazy. Look at that. I didn't clean them out. Are these going to do the same thing? I believe I got all these from the same person's house. But really hot water heats it up and gets rid of all the grease in there really fast. No, it's not doing it. That is really hot. I'm not going to hold on to the contents of these just because originally I was holding on to them because I was thinking I could use it for something or whatever. I thought maybe it'd be cool to actually have 30-year-old products of these. But as soon as we opened them, the rancidness really started to get to them. Just pulling the baggies out of there right now, they're horrible. The smell is awful. I wouldn't give this stuff to a wild animal. This stuff's getting burned. But today's Doritos will go outside. You can see over here, there's still some snow on these logs. So we got a good amount of snow outside, probably 18 inches on the ground. I bring it in the house like this. It can drip dry. It can warm up to room temperature. It's in this container here. It contains all the... So when you throw it in here, there'd be dust all over the floor, dirt, all kinds of junk. That's why it's here. I drilled holes in the bottom of it so air can circulate through it. Because before I did that, the bottom would stay moist and kind of nasty. So you don't want to burn wet wood. It can cause chimney fires. And let me explain how. When you burn wet wood, it creates this nasty residue in the exhaust pipe of the fireplace. And that's dangerous. So it comes in here. This will sit there for a couple of days before it gets burned. It'll completely dry. There's still snow all over it because I literally just stacked this in the house an hour ago. This stuff down here is still a little bit damp, but this has a few hours before it goes in there. So we're going to throw in the fireplace. The old Fritos from the 90s actually don't smell like anything went wrong whatsoever. They actually did okay in the bag. But these, the Cheetos, that is so strong. That was very, very rancid. Let's burn them. So what I just did there, that's opening the bypass. That prevents it from going through the catalytic converter, basically. That opens it up to the full pipe. Cracked it a little bit so it starts venting, then you don't get smoke in the house. Now we can open it up and burn it. There it goes. The really, really old Fritos. And we'll shove the Cheetos down there right into the ash. Ooh. And that stuff's very flammable. That stuff's greasy. Gonna have a little mini grease fire going in there. All right. Bye-bye 1990s Cheetos. Bye-bye 1990s Fritos. And we'll shut that. Because we don't want the flames going up the chimney that fast either. And there it goes, all gone. We just got a good amount of snow. This is actually the frog pond right here. They got a good amount of insulation now for hibernation. Look at that grease fire go. You hear the creaking of the wood stove? It's getting really, really hot fast. Hear all that expansion creaking. It just about stopped. Oh yeah, the birds are gonna love this in the morning.
You're gonna love those 90s Doritos. It's cold, we gotta get back in.
All right, everyone. I hope today's video was interesting. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. So this is how I make my nachos, everyone. Make a layer like that. Put a nice hefty layer of cheese. And if you have it, it's also good to put some taco meat on there. Sometimes if you're in the mood, even some jalapeno peppers. Now sometimes I just do it like that. Or you can make another layer too. I'm almost out of these. But when I did this with the Doritos, I thought it was going to taste absolutely awesome. But in fact, all you could taste was the Dorito. You couldn't even taste the cheese. So it was pretty much me being fat for no reason. If you couldn't taste the cheese, what's the point? I love the taste of cheese. The thing is, the nachos, the seasoning on that, I know they're nacho cheese flavor, but it's overwhelming compared to this. And now you throw that in the microwave for, depending on what it is, usually a minute, maybe a minute 20 seconds. All right, that looks delicious. That was a minute 30 seconds because this is actually more than I usually do. I usually don't do the second layer. But I think this comes out awesome. I love microwaving it like this. So that's how I make nachos. People thought that was weird when I mentioned it.